Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A, it's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Ghost Town, and it's under the command of Oxagon of ENJ0Y. Well, I don't think the enemy are going to enjoy his shells because he's got 3 marks of excellence on the barrel of his howitzer. And it's the big one, the 203mm B4 howitzer, 900 alpha, 52mm pin, and a standard reload of 37.39 seconds. But you can see that Oxagon's got it down to 28.35. A very fast reload indeed for a very big shell. He's going to take a shot whilst he's halfway up the hill. Now, in battles like this, I always look for the most obvious spots where the enemy might appear. That's one of the spots, funnily enough. The other one is on the west side of the map, around about D1 or E1, where our guys get to spot him. But he gets a direct hit on the M3Y with his first shot, and he stunned the Progetto at the same time. Now, it looks like there's a whole bunch of enemy tanks going up that channel. That's unusual. They don't normally send that many up that row. There's normally just one tank that covers that corner. Okay, he's lined up on the Progetto this time. Rounds out. Looks good. It is. 262. Got a direct hit into the side of the Progetto. It's got thin armor, so he might as well try. Okay, it's not going to have a whole lot of luck with the Badger because, of course, you know, the armor on the Badger is quite strong, but it's not strong on the roof. It's actually only strong on the front of the vehicle. Okay, he's lined up this time on the M3Y. He actually gets both of them because the shell impacted, well, on the side of the Progetto, but the M3Y was within the blast radius, so he picked up double bubble there. In fact, he got over, well, nearly 600 hit points in total. Nearly, not quite. He was just 6 hit points short of getting, was it 6 hit points? I was almost saying a rude word there, but that was close. And that enemy's gone down, so he can't go after that one anymore. The Barask did get a nice healthy amount from it though. 110 from the shot, 538 from the stun assist. Next target's going to be a Centurion Action 10, somewhere in that area. But he can see the STB. He's loaded. Rounds out on him. Well, that wasn't... He didn't move that much, so he actually took a loss of 413. And that's quite a decent hit, but then it is a medium tank with thin side armor, so you'd expect him to take some damage. The Centurion's Action 10's coming to sight now. But I think he saw something else he wants, and it might be that he's going to go for the Scorpion instead, the tank destroyer. Rounds out. Long flight time, but... Oh, yes, he did get something from that one. 346 from the Scorpion. Okay, he's going back to the Centurion. Our teammates are waiting for him to put some action in. He hasn't actually marked his target as well. Oh, he is now. Sorry. Beg your pardon. He is marking his target. I always like to tell my teammates where I'm aiming so they can actually get an idea when their shell's going to be ready and which target I'm going for. Rounds out in the Centurion. Yep. Got it into the side for 343. He's going to be stunned. In fact, he cures his stun straight away and we miss out on some extra. But he's not going to be able to do that with the next shell if he hits him again. Always think those tank drivers, they think, oh, well, I'll quickly cure my stun. But they forget, you know, we can reload before you can get your first aid kit off cooldown. And yes, the STB-1 is now suffering that same situation because he used his... first aid kit, and now he's stunned. Centurion is just the other side of the rise. Can't see our Udes at the moment, but if we can get the shell onto him, We're almost ready. Here we go. Lines it up. He fires it in. It's going to stun, but it didn't do any damage as far as we can see. Yes, it did stun him, and now he is permanently stunned until, well, for another 10 seconds or so. He's marked the target to let his teammates know that's what he's going for. The UDES doesn't seem so interested. I think the UDES is more interested in targets of opportunity in the town. There's the Centurion again, so he's got another chance. He ought to take it. Rounds out. Another direct hit. Now the UDES needs to move because that Centurion won't be able to... Or has he? No, he's cleared his stun. He cleared his stun. So he managed to get his first aid kit off cooldown. Either that or he's got 2 kits, which is a possibility. Some people do carry more than 1 kit. Okay, rounds out again. This will be a possible... Oh, well, it stunned him. I said possible kill because I thought that he might actually get the kill. But it's the STB-1 that the UDES was after, not the Centurion. Well, the Centurion is a one-shot for this Arty, so if he can get the next one... Oh, well, he has gone, actually. The kill shot went to our Progetto 46 instead. So now we're looking for the STB-1. He's moved to the minimap to see exactly where the STB was seen the last time. He's aiming on that spot, waiting for him to come visible. Every chance he will still be there because he's got to cover that corner. There he is. Rounds out. 162 from Splash. And he's stunned and he hasn't cured it this time. So the UDES has got his opportunity, but he's still not taking the chance. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I think this UDES is not interested in losing more hit points to that STB and his kneeling tank. So it looks like we're going to have to apply a bit of HE to take the STB out of the game. Score's still even, so it's anybody's game. He's marked the spot. The guard's saying Arty. The guard is on the east side of the map in the bushes, and he's asking for help on the Badger, but the Badger's right up against the building, so we can't get a shot on that guy. Okay, now the UDES is moving. He's getting closer, but they haven't found the STB. So we're going instead for the Astron, and he's disappeared. Okay, there's the Astron. Rounds out. Well, he got something off that one for 137. And he hasn't moved all game, so now it's time for him to start pushing these tankers along the west side of the map to get to the cap area. He's trying for a better shot on the enemy tanks in the town. The Badger went down, but now he's going for the Astron again. Trying to work out where the guy's going to pull back. Okay, the Scorpion's been spotted up on the hill. Looks like he was taking shots at some of our teammates. In fact, the K91 PT just took a chunk out of our Object 140. Rounds out. 318 stunned. He's not using his first aid kit. The STB-1's taken up another position to block the UDES from coming up onto the hill. Scores are still even. Okay, rounds out. Nope. He thought that he might have pulled back and gone to the right just a little to try and get a better angle on the UDES. Our guys are pushing on the east side of the map, but as they're pushing, we're losing tanks. And we just lost the Progetto 46 to the M53, M55 on the enemy team. And now we've lost another one. We've lost the Object 260 this time in the town.
That was close.
And now we've lost the UDES 1516. Our teammates are falling like flies. And we're 3 down on the enemy now. This is not good. Okay, the Scorpion just took a hit. I think that was from our guard. It may have been the guard. Oh no, and now we've lost the guard. And he went down to the Astron Rex. So, yes, this is beginning to look a little more dicey. Because now there's only 3 left on our team. The Progetto's about to be outnumbered. Rounds out in the Viz 55. Direct hit. 300 hit points, but the Progettos are gone. He's a goner. Yep. STB1 got him in the end. And now there's only 2 left in the team. The Wizzy, who's up the other end of the map. The Wizzy 132. And he's gone. So now it's just Oxagon left in the 212A. Last one left alive. He told them to stop pushing, but they kept pushing. He could have pumped more rounds in on the hill if they just stayed where they were temporarily, or they could have if they pushed earlier on that STB1. They might have taken him out, and then they would have been able to get up onto the hill and threaten the enemy tanks up there, but they didn't. They stayed where they were, and now he's got to try and defend himself against the enemy. He's been spotted. Somebody coming down the east side of the map, and I think it's the A phase 1. In fact, it's the Progetto. The enemy Arty's firing. And we do get hit. We're stunned. And we're out the game.
Everyone get out.
Here's the end of battle results from the first game. And that was the second-class tanker for Oxagon in the 212A. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11. And he got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he definitely did the highest damage in the game with 4,071 hit points, but sadly that was not 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he didn't get the high caliber. But he did get a epic medal, which of course means that he will get extra XP and credits at the end of the game. The second highest damage in this one went to the Astron Rex, funnily enough. 3,371 hit points went to him, and then the Progetto on his own team, the Progetto 66, managed to get 2,947 hit points. So he was highest on damage. But he did not get a kill in that game, unfortunately, and that meant that the highest scorer was the A phase 1 with 5 kills, and then 2 kills jointly went to the Progetto, the STG guard on his own team, and then the STB1, the Progetto 46, and the Badger on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, I'm afraid it's the enemy team come out on top there. The A phase 1 getting 1,268, the Astron Rex getting 1,079. So they know that's why he was focusing on that tank, because that tank was spotting our guys and also getting shots in on them. And then third place was the M0Y with 971. He fired 18 rounds, so he was pumping that ammunition out, and he still had plenty of rounds spare. There was still about 3.5 minutes left in the game, so he could have carried on and pumped out a few more, in fact, quite a few more. Got 7 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but 18 splash. Damage of 4,071, all of it at more than 300 meters. He received 4 hits from the enemy. 3 of them were penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and 1 hit by way of splash damage. 240 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 9 enemy vehicles hit and 0 killed. So technically speaking, he should have got a Confederate, but somebody else must have. And he got 1,286 hit points of stun assist off 18 stuns. He actually suffered a loss from that game of 17,720 credits. I think that's down to the consumables, really. It was a premium account. And he also got 1,208 XP from the game as well. So that's the end of the first battle. It was a defeat, but it was a good defeat because he went down fighting, and he did get at least an epic medal out of it. Let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is on the mines map, and he's on the south spawn.
Let's get this show on
Well, in this game, Oxagon's got company because he's been joined by Soul Collector, who's in the T30. That's one of his usual players, one of his usual platoon mates, and he's a rather good player in the T30. You've seen some very useful battles by him. Okay, gone to the spot where everyone liked to get a first hit on the enemy. GeForce, he's not loaded yet, but he will be momentarily, and if that GeForce stays within range, he'll get a shot, and we lose sight of him, unfortunately. But there are some more enemy tanks on the way in, including a 430U and a 263, and I think the 263 is about to find out. Not a good idea to be there. Rounds out. Oh my god! He hit the GeForce for 820 with a penetration. That's a low roll, but it certainly is. Most of his hit points gone with one shot. So he's not going to be a very happy bunny at the moment. And that's an understatement. Now, despite the fact that the enemy have the hill, I don't think they're going to hold it for very long. Not if Oxagon has anything to say about it. Rounds out in 279. He splashed it for 290, and he's back into cover. Notice how he works this corner as hard as he can to avoid counter battery. If the enemy is going to fire any rounds in, they're going to get the spot where he was, not where he is. Okay, 430U's come up to the front of the hill. He's being highlighted by our 60 TP at the moment, but here's the target he really wants. It's the Gorilla 15, right up the other end of the map. 361 from Splash, and he got some track damage as well. So it looked like one of our teammates managed to get a shot on him from a distance. Now, it may have been the mouse, actually. The mouse, I think, can see past the two tanks who are fending him off. Might have actually got a shot up there. Okay, 257 trying to make it onto the hill. We're loaded. Rounds out straight away. Direct hit on the 257. He's off on the races again. Oh, we got some stun assist off that one. And here comes the enemy Arty. Notice how that shell missed him by a mile. Yes. No, you don't get him that easy. He's not going to play easy for you. Okay. This 257 is angling to have a round inserted into his exhaust pipe. Rounds out. That's the end of his game. Never hang around on that corner. You're asking for trouble if you do. Now, there's only one RT left on the enemy team at the moment. They lost one of their guys. The M53, M55 got nuked. And our T54 lightweights found the other one. The Batchat 155-55, and he's about to die to the T54 lightweight or the TBP. They've got into the enemy rear. Okay, the Batchat's gone. Now, the enemy's losing tanks. That damaged the GSOR, but it didn't kill him. But the enemy are down by 5 at the moment. We've got their cap area. What we don't have is the east side of the map, but their tanks are having to now run back to defend their cap. And we're trying to help by stopping those tanks from going back. Got an object 430. That tracks him in position. Now, admittedly, his gun can still aim at our guys, but he has lost a lot of hit points. He's only got a third of them left. Now, they've managed to scrape back some more kills. So we're only 4 down now. If we could put some damage in that Badger, that would certainly help our teammates up north. They'd know that Arty is trying to get their backs. Rounds out. 272 on the side of the Badger. Meanwhile, the 60 TP's got into the hill. Trying to put some hurts on the 430. We can't fire on this, of course. We get a clear shot. And unfortunately, we lost the 60 TP taken out to the 279E. So, we can get a clean shot on this 430 now. And he's doing the same as the 257. And that's the end of his game as well. That was a penetrating shot into the rear of the 430U. And the second tank that Oxagon's killed with a rear ender. It's like he's the doctor, the proctology doctor. He's sticking something up their rear that they don't particularly like. I don't know if you've ever had one of those exams, but it's not pleasant. Okay, well, he's decided now he's going to come out to the open because he needs to get that 60 TP on the enemy team, and he can't do so from the position he was in. He doesn't have to worry about counter battery because there's no enemy Arty left, so he can just move about, but he's got to watch out that the enemy don't come to the front of the cliff and try to hit him that way. Okay, he can get a direct hit on this guy, just letting it settle. Rounds out. Direct hit. 297. Soul Collector's going up. He gets a big derp, a high roll. 799 into the side. We get the stun assist off that. This is where Soul Collector comes into his own. Yes. Nice. That was the other T30 on our team. Double tapping that guy, and he's out the game. There are only 3 enemies left. All they've got left is a 279E, a Badger, and a Waffenträger. 279E is the next one. We're going to help Soul Collector with this one if we can, but he's hiding on that the rubble on that turret. Now we might be able to get around into him, or at least near him. He did take a chunk from Soul Collector there. Instead, we're going to go for the Badger. Instead of helping Soul Collector, we're going to try and put around into the Badger. It's going to be a difficult one. Rounds out. 184. We lost Soul Collector, I think, or did we? No, he's still alive. He just took out the 279. So Soul Collector is still alive, just quarter of his health left. But the Badger is now, well, he's being rammed. He's the last enemy, and that's it. They've done it. They won. Here's the end of battle results. That was an ace tanker game for Oxagon in the 212A. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He managed to get 9, and he got a Gauss medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle. And remember, this was a tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it, and he did exceptionally well. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, yes, again, he got the highest damage on his own team, but not the highest damage in the game on this one. The Badger did 4,899 hit points of damage, and Oxagon got 4,236 in second place. And in third place, it was the STB1 on his team with 3,872. When it came to kills, it was the Gorilla 15 on their own team who did well. He got 3 kills in that game. 2 kills went to the Leopard 1, the T30, and to Oxagon, and also to the T54 lightweight before he got wiped out. And the only player on the enemy team to get more than 1 kill was their Badger. And when it came to base XP, it's Oxagon who got it. 1,202 base to him, the only player to get over 1,000. The STB managed 944, and the T30 managed 838. Soul Collector came in 4th on XP with 825. He did 2,145 hit points, and he did get a kill in that game very nicely. He took out their 279E on the east side of the map. 11 shots fired, 6 direct hits on the enemy, 2 penetrations, 11 splash. Of course, those penetrating shots were the silly tanks who decided to sit around at the entrance to the hill and present their rears to Oxagon. He wasn't going to throw up an opportunity like that. He was going to make sure he put a shell right up their rear because it's their weakest part of their armor and it's bound to take them out. He got 4,236, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2, and got 345 hit points of damage assist and 2,338 of stun assist off 11 stuns. He earned 48,314 credits profit from that game, and he also took away 5,679 experience points as well. So nice that he got a really good game. This was at 20 past 8 in the evening on the 28th. And the previous game was at, well, 20 past 11 on the previous day. So he's actually had a bit of a turnaround on luck, but he has sent us in some more replays, but we'll put those in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give this like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.